Today I am going to teach you about the polynomial, which is the second chapter of class 10th. This one is considered to be one of the easiest chapter of class 10th, and in which we have to study mainly the two things, which is the relations of the zero, which is the alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and the alpha into beta, which is the c by a. So what is the meaning of this thing, and how will you find the answer, and how can you deal with this chapter to solve your all the question. For this you have to understood the meaning of quadratic. As you know the quadratic equation, so for this we have to understand what is the polynomial. So polynomial means the power of variable should be remain in the whole number. So I am going to write the power of variable. That means power of variable should be remain in belongs to. This is the sign of belongs to whole number. This should be whole number, then we will call a polynomial. Let's suppose we have the 2x square plus of 5x plus of 5x plus of 3. So it is a polynomial or not? So as we have to see that the power of variable, so as we know that the power of variable, this one is the 1, and here the power of variable which is the 2, and both of them are the whole number, so this one is a polynomial. Let's suppose the another example like the 5 of x minus of 1 plus of 5 is equal to 3 of x. So it is a polynomial or not? So it is not a polynomial. You will say why? Because the power 1 is in the whole number, but another it is minus 1 is not a whole number. So the power of the variable if not in the whole number, then we will call it is not a polynomial. And in which we have to mainly study about the quadratic polynomial. What is the quadratic polynomial? The highest power of the variable will remain the 2, then we will call it is a quadratic polynomial. So we have to understood that it is the quadratic polynomial because the highest power of the variable is the 2. Highest power of variable is the 2, and both of them are in the whole number, then it is a polynomial and called the quadratic polynomial. So let's suppose write a quadratic equation like this: the x square plus of 4x plus of 4 is equal to 4 is equal to 0. As you know that this one is a quadratic polynomial or quadratic equation. But if I will ask you what is the general form of this? General form of this, that means how the quadratic polynomial looks like. So the quadratic polynomial looks like this: the ax square plus of bx plus of c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to the 0. This is the general form of polynomial. That means all the quadratic polynomial looks like this. So this is what you have to remember. So if I will ask you what is the value of a in this one according to this polynomial, so a is equal to, that means the value of coefficient of x square. What is the a? A is the coefficient of x square. So the coefficient of x square we have the 1, and the b means the coefficient of x. So coefficient of x we have which is the 4. So write here the 4, and c means the constant which we have the 4. So this is the value of ABC in this polynomial according to this general form. Let's write the another polynomial like the 2x square plus of 6x plus of 10 is equal to 0. And in this, what is the value of a? A means the coefficient of x square which is the 2, and what is the value of b? Means the coefficient of x which is the 6, and the c which means the constant term. So this is the quadratic polynomial in which on comparison general form you have to write like this. This is the important to understand the ABC because you have to use this thing into your relation. So let's suppose another example: x square minus of 4x plus minus of 6 is equal to 0. And as we know that general form which is the ax square plus of bx plus of c is equal to 0. So if I will ask you value of a means the coefficient of x square which is the 1, so write here 1, and b the coefficient of x which is the minus 4, so write the minus 4 here, and c means the constant term which is also we have the minus 6. So this is the like this. Let's try another one single more question over this, and then I will move to the other concept. So minus of x square plus of 6x minus of 12 is equal to 0. And if I will ask you value of a, so a is going to be the minus 1 because here we have the minus sign, and b is going to be the 6, and c is going to be the minus 12. And if you get to understood this thing, so I am going to teach you the another concept, which is the relationship between the zeros. What is the meaning of zeros? Zeros means, let's suppose we have written that fx is in polynomial which is the x square plus of 4x plus of 4 is equal to like this. So you have to write the value of x for which this is going to 0. That means you have to find on which value of x what should we put at the x, so that this side, this whole, it should be equal to the 0, So what should be the value of x? So you will get the value of x only when you will solve this one. You know that how to solve the quadratic equation like this: x square plus of 2x plus of 2x plus of 4. That means x is going taking the x common, so x plus 2, and again you will get 2 is equal to x plus 2, and here you will get x plus 2 into x plus 2. That means the x should be minus 2 and minus 2. So when you will put the value minus 2 here you will put the value minus 2, so this side is going to equal to 0. Let's put 1. So we have the x square, that means minus 2 square plus of 4 into minus 2 plus of 4. So it is going to plus 4, and this is going to minus 8, and this is going to plus 4, and plus 8 minus 8, which is equal to the 0, as we know that. So the fx means the value of x for which this side is going to be the 0, then it is called the zeros of the polynomial. So we have the two zeros, both of them which is the minus 2 and minus 2. Both of the zero of this polynomial is minus 2, as we get when we make a solution. But we have not to remember how to find the zeros, but we have to mainly consider that in this chapter, let's suppose we have the two zeros, name one as an alpha and name one as an beta. So if I will ask you the sum of zeros, so you will answer that one is the minus 2, another is also minus 2. So sum of minus 2 and minus 2, which is the minus 4. So that alpha plus beta is the minus 4. And this is how you are able to answer. You are able to answer only when you find the answer of this one. Only when you find the answer of the two values alpha and beta, then you are able to answer the alpha plus beta is minus 4. But we have a direct formula to find the alpha plus beta, that we have the alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. So we have a formula minus b by a, through which you could find the alpha plus beta or the sum of zeros of any polynomial without solving them. So as we have the minus b by a, so for this we have a is equal to 0, b is equal to plus 4, and c is equal to 4. And the alpha, if you have to find the alpha plus beta, that means minus, then you have to write the v, and the value of b we have the 4, and we have to write the value of a, which is the 1. So you get the minus 4, and from here you are also getting the minus 4, but according to the formula you are also getting the minus 4. And at the same time, if I will ask you to multiplication of alpha into beta, as we have the two zeros alpha and beta, name as the alpha and beta, so multiplication of minus 2 and minus 2, which is going to be the 4, you are able to find only when you find the solution. But without finding a solution or zeros, how will you answer? So we have a relation alpha into beta, which is the c by a, and in which the c we have the 4 and a we have the 1. So this is also 4. So according to the formula you are able to find directly without finding the zeros, and this is what you have to study in this chapter. So let's try a different question over this concept. Let's suppose we have an like this one, x square plus of 12 of x minus of 6 is equal to 0. And if I will ask you to find the sum of zeros alpha plus beta, as you know that let's suppose it is a polynomial, then here we get the two zeros, two value of the x for which this one is going to equal to the 0, or this one equation is going to equal to the zeros, one name as the alpha, one name as the beta, but I will ask you what is the sum of those zeros. So we have a formula directly, which is the minus b by a, minus b by a. So a we have which is the 1, b we have which is the 12, and c we have which is the minus of 6. This is what we have. And alpha plus beta you have to find, that means the minus, and then b, value of b we have the 12, so right here the 12, and a we have the 1, so alpha plus beta is going to be the minus of 12. This is what you get. And if I will ask you alpha into beta, that means the multiplication of those zeros when you get to solve. So which is, we have a formula directly, c by a. So using the c by a, c we have the minus 6 and a we have the 1. So alpha into beta is going to be the minus 6 of this polynomial. And this is what you have to done in this chapter. And let's try another interesting question over this concept. So now I am going to write here the relation, which is the alpha plus beta, which is the minus b by a, and alpha into beta, which is the c by a. This is the two things which you have to remember. Now practice some difficult question over this concept. Let's suppose we have a polynomial fx like this, the 2x square plus of 2x plus of 4 is equal to the zeros. Okay, then if I will ask you to find the 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta, the value of this one, then how will you find? So now if you get to face any problem of the polynomial, just you have to done to write the value of a, b and c. So the value of a, which is going to be the 2, value of b, which is going to be the 2, and value of c, which is going to be 4. Now when you get to this thing, now you have to find the alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. So alpha plus beta, which is the minus b by a, and you know that alpha plus beta, which is the minus b by a, put here the minus sign. At the place of b we have to write the 2, and at the place of a we have to write the 2. So alpha plus beta we will get the minus of 1. And next thing which you have to find, alpha into beta, which is equal to c by a. That means again alpha into beta, and we have the value of c, which is the 4, and value of a we have the 2. So alpha into beta, which is the 2. So alpha into beta, which is going to be the 2. So as we get the two things, alpha plus beta, which is the minus 1, and alpha into beta, which is the 2. And when you get these two things, you could find anything of this. Like this problem seems to be very complicated, how to find the value of 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. But when you will take the LCM, you will get your answer, because when you take the LCM, alpha into beta, and here it is going to beta, and here it is going to alpha. So this one can be written like this form. And as we know that the value of alpha plus beta, which is the minus 1 from here, and also we know that alpha into beta, which is the 2. So this is going to be our answer of this equation. So right here the 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta, which is going to be equal to minus 1 by 2. It seems to be very complicated, but how easy this one, as you able to understood through this one. Let's try a interesting question, which is the PYQ of the board examination. If the alpha plus beta, if the alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial fx, which we have the 6x square plus of x minus 2, we have a polynomial like this. Now find the alpha plus beta, alpha into beta, 1 by alpha plus beta, and these are the 4 questions we have related to this question. So first of all, you will write a, which is equal to 6, b, which is equal to the 1, because the coefficient of x square, which is the 1, and the c, which is equal to minus 2. When you get to write this thing, now what you have to find? Alpha plus beta. We know that alpha plus beta, which is equal to minus b by a, and we have given that alpha plus beta, which is minus sign, then b we have the 1, so right here the 1, and then a we have the 6. So alpha plus beta we will get minus of 1 by 6, and this is what we get, alpha plus beta, which is the minus 1 by 6. Now we get alpha plus beta, which is the minus 1 by 6. Now when you get this thing, now you have to find the another thing. What is you have to find? Alpha into beta. Alpha into beta what? C by a. Now alpha into beta means C by a. C we have the -2 and A we have the 6. So alpha into beta, which is going to be the -1/3. So right here the alpha into beta, which is the -1/3. This is the two answer which you get of this question. Now you have to find 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. Again you have to take the LCM. You will get alpha into beta. Here you will get beta. Here you alpha. Now this can be simplified like this. Now you know the value of alpha. Alpha plus beta, which is the -1/6, and you also know the value of alpha into beta, which is the -1/3. This will multiply here, this will here, so -3/6, which is the -1/2, is going to be the answer of alpha plus beta into alpha, 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta. Now you have to find in the fourth question, you have to find out the alpha plus alpha by beta is equal to alpha by beta by alpha. So how will you find? Again you have to take the LCM, which is going to alpha plus beta, and here it is going to be the alpha square plus here the beta square. But it seems to be very complicated. You know the value of alpha into beta, which is the -1/3, but you don't know the value of alpha square plus beta square. But you have an identities a plus b ka whole square that you can use to find the value of alpha square plus beta square. So as you know that the alpha plus beta ka square can be written as alpha square plus beta square plus of 2 alpha beta. As you know this one, this is an identities which you have studied already, and you know the value of alpha plus beta, which is the -1/6. So square of this one is going to be alpha square plus of beta square plus of 2 into, and you also know the value of alpha into beta, which is the -1/3. So value a square of this one is going to 1/36 and is equal to alpha square plus of beta square minus of 2/3. So 1/36 minus 2 plus of 2/3, it is going to alpha square plus of beta square. So from here you get to know the value of alpha square plus beta square, which is the 1 plus 36 plus of 2/3, and now you know the value of alpha into beta, which is the minus of 1/3. So when you make a solution or calculation over this, you will get to your answer. And the main thing is that you have to understood the concept, and that I think you understood how we have to use those concepts, even though this chapter is very easy. And thank you for today.